Good evening, morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana, the hostess with the mostest. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. Initially, I was thinking that the topic was gonna be about sleep. Actually, the creator had been dropping some things in my spirit and in my line of sight. And I was taking it as confirmation, but I wanted to go back to the beginning of the potty, right? To look through all the segments and see. I'm not exactly sure why I don't have all of them. Well, I am sure, but I can recall us speaking about it. I'll try to gather a little bit more information and research so we can go over it if I didn't. But I think I do remember us having this discussion. All right. However, he did run some other things by me that I thought would be really important for us to talk about. Now, and we all know this is just a reminder for the people who are transitioning, and this is actually a topic that I can actually apply to myself also. As you start to ascend, as you start to spiritually grow, you are going to get these attacks that can really change your life, okay? You're going to start running into mental roadblocks, into spiritual mishaps, into possible bad relationships. And when I say bad relationships, I mean relationships that are poor for your spiritual health, okay? And you're gonna start getting these many different misconceptions about where you are supposed to be going. Is your vision correct? Are you correct? Have you been enlightened properly? You're gonna start being challenged. And we've touched on this briefly, right? About, just making sure we're making the right decisions and having the right discernment and making sure we are making the proper decisions, right? Whether it be from the environment to just our overall thinking, okay? The overall premise here is to awaken yourself to the things. I'm sorry, had a little side conversation there, but and excuse me if you hear any noise in the background, okay? I'm in here with some guys watching football and they're betting, okay? So, but in reality, when you are in a transition, you have to look at everything as warfare. And of course, we know everything is not a spiritual attack. Some things are just the cycles of life, right? These are common things that we all have to go through in order to be successful. There are some things that you just have to go through naturally. But when people do things to deliberately hinder you from prevailing, we have a problem, okay? Your job is pretty easy. It's simple. Stay clear. In a nutshell, to keep yourself safe. And I mean, this is where the isolation comes in, because God wants to reset your thinking, your environment, your interests. Everything that you have been attracted to needs to be refined in order for you to start seeing things in a different perspective. If you lack the ability to make the connection between your new self and your new life, right? Because some people get a new life and they're the same. They're the same old person. They don't learn the spiritual aspect, and maybe God doesn't need them to. But when you are totally revamped, your spirit, your mind, your body, you have to understand that you've been shedding weight that is connected to people that are connected to other dimensions. And lower vibrations. As you start to ascend, you have to remember that the body keeps you bogged down. Remember, we only need our flesh for this dimension. But you have people that will use your spirit, and they will use their knowledge of spirituality, not to be confused with religion, to attack your spirit from ascending. And we've talked about this in several ways. This is just a reminder that when those attacks seem to be heightened after you feel like you've done everything right, and maybe you did make a mistake, right? That doesn't matter. When you are focused on a change, moving in a particular direction, hopefully that direction is forward and up, right? You have to remember your spirit is connected to a body that is connected to very dense energy. You have to know how to move spiritually. The newest version of yourself has to also be prepared to shed again. Because if God is going to transition you once, He's going to transition you over and over. You're not going to keep the same mindset throughout all of these cycles. You're going to start shedding the skin over and over. It's not going to be something that you have to stick with. You have to be prepared to constantly be on the move in your spirit. And this is not to say, maybe God won't keep you somewhere for a long period of time. I'm just saying, as you transition, you have to be prepared for these attacks to stop you. That's just the bottom line, okay? You have to learn how to recognize what is a hindrance and what is a blessing, in a lesson wrapped in one. Excuse me. A lot of us take this warfare and don't even realize that we're being refined and reshaped in one way or another. You don't have the ability to fight these energies that are coming up against you in your spiritual body. You will get your ass whooped. Let's just be real. All of us will get fucked up, okay? If you wanted to physically fight these principalities and these entities that are coming up against you and trying to prevent you from prevailing, right? But when you are strengthening your spirit, when you are working with the Creator, when you are allowing God to make things happen in your life, when you are moving in such a way that your spirit has no choice but to evolve, this is grand. This is where you start to get the motion, okay? Your body is not even going to be the same. And it's the last thing that changes. All right, let's keep that in mind. Your spirit, your mind, all of those things change first, and then it starts to be expressed in your body. Whether you lose weight, gain weight, get lighter. And I mean get lighter in complexion, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes people, their skin starts to clear out. Their skin starts to get bumpy. They start going through these different changes. And this is after all of the spiritual internal things have occurred. You have to be willing to shed the skin constantly. You have to invest on working on your spirit in multiple dimensions. You have to be willing to shift energies with people that are in your midst. And when I say shift with them, I don't mean exchange. I don't mean take and give. I don't mean you take. I don't mean they take. I don't mean you give, they give. I mean, and we talked about this the other day, I believe yesterday, looking at people and learning how to interpret their energy that they're presenting to understand if this is something that you possess. And maybe you need to be standing in that for a particular time frame, in a particular season, okay? You need to have good awareness, all right? We've talked about discernment all the time. We've talked about obedience all the time. We talk about faith all the time. These are the 3 things that's going to help you recognize, right, when you're coming into the new level and how to protect your new identity and how to protect what it is that is owed to you by the Creator from your diligence, from your hard work, from just what you inherited, because it's a birthright of yours. And it's time, because you've shown yourself to be worthy of the upgrade and the inheritances and what it is that you're reaping. None of us are fully packaged or have a spirit that's all put together. And a lot of the things that I wanted to say just now were actually related to sleep. So I kind of feel awkward not having that conversation because I know for sure God was telling me to talk about sleep. And I don't even know if I'm being obedient right now. But overall, yeah, you have to be on point. You have to consciously remind yourself that you are transitioning, and the new version of you does not have to think, be in places, do things, dress the same, talk the same. You don't have to be the same person that you are on any level, and that's fine. Expect to change. Expect to do new things, see new things, think about new things, eat new things, be around new people, be in new places, okay? Consume new things like food, music. Your taste needs to be acquired for things that are unfamiliar. You need to be informed everything. And I'm not speaking of any materialistic things, right? Not like a car or clothes. I mean, sure, if you want to do that, do that. But I'm saying everything that you are engaging in needs to be foreign to your spirit. It needs to be helping you expand. Keep yourself grounded and aware of the energies. We all know they can attack us through our dreams. They can, come in the form of animals, objects, different vessels that are empty shells. They can even come through the airways, through the music or the TV. We can get attacked multiple ways. Your spirit needs to be prepared for that. You need to be able to discern immediately if something is coming from the Creator or if this is another attack or distraction, if you will. Be prepared. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Because as you are going through the threshold and God is preparing you, the enemy is preparing a pitfall. And you have to be able to recognize when things are from God. Because he's going to see you test also. Are you prepared? Are you ready for the next level? Have you worked hard enough to be able to prove that everything you've learned can be applied effectively? Okay? But, yeah, that's just the gist. Keep yourself grounded. Keep yourself in prayer. Stay prayed up. Drink your water, right? Get your rest. I'm sure we talked about sleep. I know we did. I don't know why God is bringing that back up to the forefront. Maybe there's something we need to cover. I don't know. But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope all is well. I hope y'all are drinking y'all water, eating y'all fruit, eating y'all vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. And I will definitely be giving y'all a little bit more information on the ammunition making class soon. Okay? All right. Love y'all. Peace.